to reconnect. JT, are we back? Are we back? All right. Thank you, OBS Studios. But this is a good opportunity to reconnect with our breath and not allow distraction to phase us. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of consciousness. All the way down to your center point. To the place inside you where your essence flows the strongest. Where you flow eternally from the source of all creation. Notice any sensations you experience here. Being an observer, you watch and listen. Travel deep into the space. Embracing the eternal love. Focus on your center point. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you recall your true identity. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you recall your divine purpose. To help others remember who they truly are. By bypassing the ego and connecting with the perfect love within them. You become one with them. Perception of the illusion diminishes as your understanding of truth grows in strength. Reaching out to your brothers, connecting with their love, gently awakening from the dream of separation. You are now one with the divine. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all angst from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. All right. That was necessary. I apologize for OBS shutting off. It does that every once in a while. That was a 38-minute stream, 38-minute guided meditation. I hope you all feel more peace and love in your hearts. I am grateful to be here with you as your meditation guide. I am blessed to share this sacred space with you. And I love you all unconditionally. All right. How was that for everyone? Evelyn, namaste to you as well. Glad you enjoyed. Glad you enjoyed the meditation. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be here with a fellow yogi and an exotic Australian yogi who walks around with boa constrictors hanging around her shoulders and jumping out of kangaroos' pouches. Tindereos, good to see you, man. It's been good. It's been good reconnecting with you. It had been a while, you know. So these last couple streams have meant more. They've meant more that you've been here, man. Thank you. Thank you for what, you know, your presence is always appreciated. You're a good dude. You're a good dude. You're still in Germany. I thought you were moving to New Zealand, though. What was the deal with that? Is that just takes a little time, or what? I don't know anything about the world. I'm an ignorant American. What can I say? No, moving to Tasmania. Well, that's even more intense. I don't even know where the fuck Tasmania is. Visa issues. Yeah. It happens, right? It happens. Well, I'm glad you're going out and living your life, you know, pursuing your dreams and moving to the places you want to experience. That's cool, dude. You're a world traveler. You were living in Mexico, right, for a while? Oh, Tasmania, it's in Australia. Literally the only thing I know about Tasmania is that there's that thing called the Tasmanian devil. That's like the only thing I know about Tasmania. Oh, man. That's it. And I don't even know if it's a mythical thing. Like, I think it was a cartoon. Like, is there actually a creature called the Tasmanian devil? Or is that, like, is there an animal called that? Or is that just like a cartoon? It's that little separate piece at the... Oh, it's a separate piece at the bottom. The southern bottom. So is it cold there? I mean, doesn't it get cold? Isn't that like near some cold places? I'm sorry. I got Zen brain going on right now. I got that post-meditation high going on right now. Everything just seems ridiculously funny and beautiful right now. It's an endangered species, the Tasmanian devil. Well, hopefully the religious zealots won't go after it. They've been going after the devils these days, and let me tell you, they have not been very successful in their pursuits. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyways, thank you all for being here. Thank you for being in this meditation. You were going to say there it's really cold there, but not compared to Germany and Chicago. I don't know. I mean, today it was like, it warmed up in Chicago. It was like 33, 34 degrees Fahrenheit. But it had been at like, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And, you guys are all Celsius people. Everyone else in the fucking world are Celsius people. But we're the Fahrenheit. So do the conversion. Do the conversion. I hope you got that going. I know I'm totally yoga stoned, right? You get that. You get that more than anyone. You own 2 yoga studios at one point. You're a yoga instructor. You get that feeling where try doing differential equations, with this kind of mindset, right? Or try playing an intense game of chess. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. I blew the Chicago Open one year because I did a really deep meditation. And after I had gone 5-0, I had gone 5-0. I was paired up against another guy who was 5-0. This was in 2012. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a meditation. I did a meditation. I felt like this. I went in to play chess, and I was like, oh, this looks like a beautiful pattern. And I was just kind of moving pieces around the board and not even really calculating at all. I was just kind of, like trying to make some nice looking, geometric patterns on the board. And the dude just fucking smoked me. He smoked me. And then I ended up And then I got pissed off, and then I was angry, and then I killed the guy in the next game. So I went 6-1. But I ended up in second place instead of first. I totally could have beat that guy. But yeah, don't do meditation before you play, before you have to go out for battle, before you have to go to war, right? Because chess is a war game. It's two armies marching at one another, trying to battle. Unless you're Victor Sor. Victor Sor says he can meditate and then play chess. I can't. I got to be in a go for the throat mindset to play good chess. I have to be in an attacking mode. Very egoish, very like gonna kill my opponent. No mercy. Otherwise, I don't play good chess. Let's see. Victor Sor, you say chess is a zero-sum game. After it is, it is, right? It is. Unless you guys get a draw, right? But that still sucks. It's only a half point in tournaments. So this has to align with the meditative vibes. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone has a different take on it. At my chess club, one of the guys, this guy, he does these really weird flanking attacks. Like he knows all these offbeat openings that are and they're mostly these weird flanking attacks. Like he never takes the center. He's always going off on the edges. But he's really good, and he's really tactically minded, and he knows all the variations from these weird flanking attacks and how to take advantage of it. But anyways, he told me one time when I was younger, he said, Agni, there is no such thing as Zen chess. And I wanted to prove him wrong, but I don't know. I've not been able to so far. Yeah. Let's see. Tindreos, you say several reasons that you moved to Tasmania. You found a job offer there. You prefer islands in general. And as far as you know, they have less dangerous animals than mainland Australia. Oh, cool. Yeah. And Evelyn, you said you don't convert. LL. You encourage Americans to get with the metrics. Dude, we should get with the metric system. I encourage us to get with the metric system too. The metric system is way fucking better, but we're Americans. Whatever we say goes. The rest of the world has to do. We're gonna be stupid and use the foot and all this the stupid shit that we use, right? Like Fahrenheit and all that crap, because we're Americans, and everyone else should do what we say. That's how we do it. That's how we do it in America, right? That's what we believe. Everyone in the world should just listen to us because we're all, that's life, right? America, right? Noger's here, man. Good to see you, buddy. Dude, Noger knows all about being an American. He's from New York City. There used to be a commercial about some kind of hot sauce, and it said something like they were looking at some hot sauce, and the dude's like, there were some like Western cowboys, and he's like, give me some of that hot sauce, and he like puts it on, and he's like looking at the bottle, and he's like, wait a minute. This stuff's made in New York City. And the dude's like, New York City? Better get a rope. Like they're going to hang the guy because they're pissed that their hot sauce is made in New York City. I remember this commercial from or salsa. Yeah, right. Salsa. Yeah. Yeah. It was like some salsa commercial from I don't know, 20 years ago or something. But that made me think a lot about New York City back then. I learned a lot. That's where I get my knowledge about New York City, actually, from that commercial. Like everything I know about New York City, I got from that commercial. El Paso salsa. Yeah, whatever the fuck it was. Whatever the fuck it was. Yeah, that's just how it goes, man. But anyways, so Noger is a streamer here on Twitch. He does something he was the first to do it. Let's put it this way. Now I think there are other people doing it. Let's give a shout out to someone else that does it. I can't even think right now. Hold on a second. Shout out to my buddy. Um, I am so fucking yoga high right now. I'm so meditative high. I can't even recall the dude's name. What's our friend's name? What's our friend Noger? What's our friend's name? That's not Aristotle. You know, I mean, because he's not reading the full length journal articles. Typical. What's the newer guy? I'm so fucking. I am so yoga high right now. I can't. I remember the guy's name. This is stupid. No, 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 no. No, our buddy, man. We talk to him all the time. He's like he's our friend, dude. This is so stupid, dude. I was in his channel the other day. What the fuck? Hold on a second. I got the yoga high going here. Why can't I can't remember anything. All right, it will come to me in a second. Anyways, Victor, so you say you beat people with your meditative energy because yeah, Ivan Neo, dude. Like, what the fuck is my problem? Ivan reads philosophical journal articles also. All right, that was really weird. That like usually I just can't do technology, but like I couldn't even remember my buddy's name there. But anyways, yeah, big shout out to Ivan Neo. I was actually in Tommy's chat the other day as well. I don't even remember how he spells his fucking name right now. Hold on a second. Is it just Ivan Neo? It's not like that, right? No. Is there like a 0 or something? No, that's not right. Is that right? No, it's not fucking right. How does he spell it? Well, whatever. There it is. The underscore. Yeah, he's got the underscore. All right, don't ask me to do differential EQ right now, all right? I can't because I can't even think right now. That's the problem with meditation. Like, I mean, it's amazing. Like, I feel so good and happy, but if someone came into my condo right now and wanted to murder me, I'd just be like, yeah, that's cool, dude. You know, just murder me. Okay, but anyways, yeah. So Ivan also reads philosophical journal articles, but you were the first as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, maybe Eris read a few before you, or were you even? I think you were around before him, but you were doing like Minesweeper, right? I don't fucking know the order of things anymore. But anyways, Noger has read over 500 philosophical journal articles. What are you at, like 514, something like that? 514. You say, as far as you know, you were the first. Yeah, I thought you were the first because I don't know. I had never seen anyone do it. You know, people would talk philosophy a little bit. There was a little bit of that. But there was never any like academic philosophical journal articles being read. And like I was like, dude, who's this guy, man? He's coming on to Twitch and he's reading full length philosophical journal articles. Like I was like, that's fucking ballsy, dude. Like, you know, and at first, you know, it took a while for you to gain fire, right? For you to gain momentum. Like, you know, at first, like it would be like just me and you, or like me, you, and like, you know, one or two other people, right? And then gradually over time, people were like, hey, dude, this is actually valuable. And then you started drawing an audience and you were consistent. And I was like, this guy's fucking tenacious. This guy's relentless. And he kept doing it over and over. And, you know, I was thinking you would stop, man. But you're like me, dude. You know, us fucking Jews, you know, we got to stick together. We're fucking relentless. We just keep, I'm only half Jewish, though. So, you know, whatever. I'm only half the man that you are, I guess, but whatever. But anyways, where the fuck are we at here? Okay, Victor Soar, you say you beat people with your meditative energy because whereas they tend to be attached to material and easy, comfortable games, you endure harder positions that are tricky to play and material loss for long-term meaning. Yeah, that's totally your style, man. I've seen you sack so much shit in the games that you've shown me, man. You're always sacking material. You're like, I don't give a fuck about this knight. It's gonna open up an attack on your king, you know? And you're cool with it. You're cool with it, you know? And I feel like you're always like comfortable with the position, even if you're just like you're like sacking like, you know, pieces left and right for the attack. But it's because you're good at finding checkmates. You're great. You say that is how you've won many games with meditative energy, and that's a good way of doing it. Yeah, if you're, and you know what, that's a very, you don't have that fear. You don't have fear of like losing pieces. I think that's a big thing. That's something that I've had to wrestle with actually in my life, like the fear of like, like being down a pawn, going into an end game being down a pawn, or the fear of like sacking a knight and not having my attack not panning out, or maybe that kind of thing, right? And that's something that I've gotten over a lot over the last like 5 years, and it's made me a much stronger player. Hey, Liquid Stealth is here, man. Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. Welcome in, buddy. Liquid Stealth. We already did the meditation, man. The reason it says that I've only been streaming for 25 minutes is actually because the meditation OBS crashed midway through the meditation. So unfortunately we already did it, but the VOD will be up there. Twitch, oh, by the way, Twitch yelled at me. Because I did that Tool Parabola video last time, and now they said they're gonna not automatically publish my VODs or something like that, whatever the fuck that means. So we're gonna see. We'll see like if this is like a big deal or if I have to like do extra work now. Basically, they didn't give me a DMCA strike, but they basically just said, they yelled at me and said, now the default setting is that you're not going to be able to, we're not going to automatically publish your VODs. You're going to have to like, do some work or some shit like that. All right. But anyways, Noger, you say persistence is everything. Yeah, well, it is and it isn't, right? I mean, flexibility is also important too, right? Like, what if you were doing something, like what if you spent your whole life doing something and it was just like, you came to a realization at one point that it was not, it was no longer the path you wanted that you wanted to take, right? Like maybe like the context changed, like the world changed, right? Like let's say you were like, okay, well here's an idea, and this happens to philosophers and scientists all the time. You'll see this with scientists all the time. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy, right? A scientist or a philosopher, they'll come up with a theory, right? They'll come up with some idea, a philosopher will present an argument, right? And they'll be like, hey, I have this awesome idea, right? And they'll present it. And then there will be some objections to it, and then they'll come back, and they'll deal with those objections. But then maybe more and more objections will be raised, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like they've spent like all these years trying to defend some theory, and a lot of times their theory is basically refuted, right? Or it's basically shown to be garbage, and they just keep adding all these ad hoc auxiliary hypotheses to try to bolster their theory, right? The scientist will, or the philosopher will do a similar thing to try to keep their argument alive, their idea alive, right? Even though it's been basically refuted, right? So you'll see, and it's all ego at that point. So like in that case, sure, they're being persistent, right? They're being really tenacious, and they're fighting hard to keep that thing alive, but it's not good quality. Now what you're doing on the other hand is you're doing something of value. If you've ever read Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, they talk about quality. But anyways, that's off topic. You're doing something of quality. You're bringing philosophy to the masses, academic philosophy. And how many people on Twitch, have read a full length philosophical journal article, right? Probably not many. Probably very few people that come to Twitch have actually read a decent, from like a reputable source, not just some dude's blog on the internet, right? I'm talking like, a peer-reviewed, philosophical journal article, right? Very few. So like you're doing something you're fighting the good fight. I mean, dude, you work for a nonprofit, man. You know about fighting the good fight. I know about fighting the good fight. My family does. That's what we do. So yeah. All right. I just got lost there and everything. All right. Victor, sir, you said meditation gives you distinct advantage of being unattached to results and immediate or obvious comforts. This lets you be smarter, stronger, and sharper in your opinion if you embrace it fully. Yeah. I mean, I know, dude, but here's the thing. My whole early chess career was ego. My whole early chess career was ego. It was all about material. It was all about attack and defense, and going for that fucking win. And I got really good at it, and I got really trained in that style of fighting, right? And it was, so it's hard. It's been really hard for me to kind of move away from that and separate. And I've been getting better at doing that, but it's I'm in a weird space right now where sometimes I fall back into my old habits, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose this pawn, But then it's like, wait a minute, I'm going to open up this attacking line on their king, right? But then too, so, at the end of the day, sometimes a pawn is still a pawn, right? And they're like Yasser Seirawan, right? He's a pawn grabber, and he's one of the top. He was one of the top chess players, for a long time, right? There are chess players that they'll just, they're a little more materialistic. They'll grab that pawn, and then they'll slowly grind down the position into an endgame, and then they'll fucking win, right? So yeah. You say, in that case, let me share a game with you where the stronger player sacrifices pawns. No, I know it. I get the fact that you got to sacrifice material. I mean, I never even wanted to sack the exchange a lot of times, and I've just recently been doing that. But like when I said recently, over the last few years, But I got basically, I think I maxed out as good as you can get without sacrificing material, unless I could calculate an immediate checkmate, 5, 6, 7 moves down the road or whatever, or unless I knew with a very, very high degree of certainty that it was going to win, right? I was afraid basically of the uncertainty of the position if I sacked a knight, right, and then was down a knight going into an endgame. But I got really good at endgames though too, so I'm a pretty damn good endgame player. So there's that to be said. So Liquid Stealth, you say, what were you saying? You said, oh no, oh yeah, you missed the meditation, I know, but I'll have the VOD on there. You'll be able to check it out. And then let's see, Evelyn, you say just have to publish manually. Yours does that too, which you prefer. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I always do a highlight anyway because the VODs get deleted over time. They didn't used to, but maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, Twitch changed their policy where it's your oldest VODs, or VODs get deleted after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something. So now I just make a highlight of the meditation, or not the meditation, of the stream, and then I throw it on there. And then the highlights stay forever. I've done something close to 400 streams, which is pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool now. All right. Anyways, Evelyn, you say Twitch the world's biggest hypocrite. Happy for toxicity and nudity to occur within specific ridiculous parameters. That's that. Hey, welcome to Twitch. Welcome, and it's especially hard for someone like you because you're beautiful and you're exotic and you're doing yoga, right? So it's you have all the creeps, all the weirdos. You get all the weirdos coming into your channel, and then you get some good dudes, right? You get some good people, good dudes and women that come in and are actually doing the yoga, and actually trying to be mindful. So it's hard. It's got to be hard for you, especially if you don't have a mod around, right? Then and you're doing yoga too. It's like me when my eyes are closed doing meditation. If I get a troll, it can be a little disruptive. But luckily for me, I'm blessed to have JT Farms who's been a trooper. She's been with me this whole time, and I fucking love that girl. But anyways, I think we're good. I think we're good, right? Yeah. Just put yourself as a DJ for the time you want to play music. Yeah, right. I know. Twitch just, they have an algorithm. It just get caught it immediately. No shortage of dipshits in the world. That's absolutely the case. All right. Well, we're gonna wind things down. I don't want to do super long streams anymore, because my reasoning for that is because I don't feel like it. Oops, hold on a second. What the fuck was that? All right, hold on a second. How about that? Noger, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good argument, right? My reasoning, my argument is that I don't feel like it. So one of my philosophy professors in graduate school, copy and paste this raid call if you're a subscriber. One of my philosophy professors in grad school, his whole life's work, and he's amazing at it, but his whole fucking life's work is basically to try to convert everyone on the planet to become a vegan, or vegetarian if you can't handle the vegan thing. He is a fucking convincing motherfucker. He convinced 1/3 of the philosophy staff and graduate students to become vegetarian or vegan. Like, how amazing is that? One man converted a third because he's got all the best arguments. He's got all the best Peter Singer arguments. He's got all the best. And then in the first day of class, he shows you these horrific factory farming videos, and like basically makes you want to like fucking kill yourself because you're seeing all these poor animals, suffering, with chickens getting their beaks, cut off because they're so stressed that they're poking the chicken in front of them, all sorts of crazy shit, right? But he converted a third of them. I tried. So here was my thing. So he said he gives all these reasons. He's like so basically he talks about health benefits, all this stuff, right? He's like there's all that, and then there's, well, I like the taste of meat, right? So here's the thing though. I think it works for some people and doesn't work for other people because I tried. I went a long fucking time, and I ate all the recipes that all my vegan friends were telling me to eat, all my vegetarian friends, all the vegetarian friends. I ate all the recipes. Every fucking day, I was an asshole, and all I wanted to do was kill everyone around me. That's how I felt. And that's a fact. So it's like, okay, so... And I was in for the long haul. I was in for the long haul. I did it. It was like a year and a half with counting the vegan. I tried the vegan and then the vegetarian. I switched to, I did it for a long fucking time total. And then there was like an on and off period, so maybe 6 months of straight continuous. But basically, it didn't fucking work. I never got used to it. I just wanted to murder the fucking world all the time. I was always pissed off. I was always unhappy. The second I sunk my teeth into a fucking steak after that, I felt amazing. I felt so good and strong and powerful and healthy and like amazing again. Like it just didn't work for me. And then everyone's like, dude, why are you so much nicer? Everyone like kept commenting like, dude, you've been such a fucking dick, like why all of a sudden you're like a nice human being again? And I was like, I'm eating meat again. So there you go, right? It's just everyone has a different body type. And people who can do vegan, I have so much respect for you. Morally, you're right. You're on higher ground than me. People who can do vegetarian, same thing. Morally, you are on higher ground than me. Except with maybe like roadkill, right? That was always the one thing. I think if you're going to be consistent in your arguments, and with the moral arguments, you should be able to eat, roadkill, right? As long, but yeah, but that's like rare. That's like the outlier, right? Anyways, where else are we at here? Liquid Stuff. You say, one man out to change the world, or at least a mind. You may have not eaten the food correctly. Well, the right foods. I mean, here's the thing though. These were the recipes that were given to me by the professor, by all the people in the program, who had converted, and it's like I was full, but I was angry. I was fucking angry. I don't know what else to say. I kept trying over and over for a year and a half. It didn't work for me, man. It didn't work for me. I just didn't feel right. I felt off. I just felt off. So I don't know. I mean, that's my argument. All right. Anyways, Victor Story, you say, can I send you a theory video you made for a 4-player team chess? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Post it in the Discord. Evelyn, you say you don't see vegans as in higher ground. Fark that. Yeah, right. No, I mean, morally speaking, I don't consider them like, better, well, in that sense, it depends on your body type. And that's the thing people don't understand. Like if you have like a really narrow frame, like if you're like a big like bodybuilder, like tell a bodybuilder to be like, how many vegan bodybuilders are there? Probably not many, right? Like there's probably not many. Like if that's like your career and like that's like what you do for a living, like it's gonna be pretty fucking tough to be a vegan, right? I mean, I'm sure there's probably like a few, right, but not many, right? Like, so who was telling me? Someone was telling me that they were eating like 16 chicken breasts a day or something like that to bulk up, and that seems a little excessive to me. Can you imagine eating 16 chicken breasts a day? But yeah, I don't know. Everyone's body is different, and that's the thing. Everyone's always like, "Oh, I have the perfect diet," and then like it works for them, but it doesn't work for you, right? I know what works for me and my body. I'm not sitting there like pounding meat constantly, right? Like tonight, I had a protein shake, and a salad and stuff like that, But sometimes I do. Sometimes I do eat meat, and that's fine, All right. Anyways. Liquid Stealth, you say roadkill. How long ago was it hit? Asking for a friend. So I don't know anything about the sanitary ways of like preparing roadkill. I'm just saying, like, morally speaking, a lot of the arguments that philosophers use for not eating meat won't hold up against roadkill, because it's just already dead. It's already dead. So like, I mean, it was an accident. It's already dead. So like, why does it matter? It's not like it's in a factory farm, right? That's the idea with roadkill. It beats some of the arguments that against not eating meat. Evelyn, you say no, you don't need much meat, but vegans aren't holier than thou. I know, but sometimes they feel they are, right? Sometimes they feel they are, right? That's at least my experience. All right, we got to see who's out there. We got to see who's streaming right now. If you own a smartphone, you're not a vegan. Oh, that's an interesting take. I've never heard that. Explain more a little bit about that. I've never heard that take. Let's see who's streaming out in the Twitch world. Oh, this will be beautiful. This will be beautiful. All right. Yeah. We're going to raid a buddy of mine who I have not raided in a long fucking time. He's only got one person in his stream right now, and he's a musician. He's a musician, and I love supporting the arts and musicians, and Kevin Edward Music. He's a good dude, and if you only have one person in your stream, you appreciate getting 9 more people coming in. Noger, you say you eat smartphones for breakfast. Yeah, all right. Sometimes I just eat the glass, like the grill glass. That actually tastes pretty good, dude. What about that guy that eats cars? Is he still alive? You guys all know about that guy, right? I think he ate an airplane and he ate like a couple cars. He eats like weird shit. He was in the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't know if that guy like is still alive, but he breaks down all the pieces of the car and the airplane into like tiny little bits and eats them. I don't know what that guy's like, how healthy that guy is. Like, I mean, is that guy in higher moral ground? He's just eating fucking metal all day. Like, that guy was crazy. No, I'm not joking. Like, seriously, like that guy is crazy. Oh, you were referring to Tinder Ales. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yeah. Okay. All right. What am I doing here? We're going to raid Kevin Edward. All right. So thank you all so much. Give this guy a follow. He's a genuine good dude. He's living out in the Philippines right now. He's from America. He moved to the Philippines. He's a musician. Just a genuine, awesome, authentic man. Playing music. He's doing ukulele right now, like out on the beach, dude. This guy is just a good dude. He's Tindereos. He's kind of like you, man. He's just gonna move. He's moving off to pursue his dream. Just to get away. He wanted to get away from where he was at. He was living on Noger. He was actually living by you on the East Coast. And he's like, you know what, fuck this. I'm moving to the Philippines and gonna be on the beach and play music all day, you know. So let's drop him a follow. He's a nice guy, and I love you all unconditionally. Be nice to the people around you. Be a kind human being. Spread love and light to everyone around you, and just don't be a dick. Namaste.